important in a speech? Yes, Bruce.
I switched the topic.
They're important because you can switch your topic.
No, because I switched my topic.
I'm only kidding you. You switched.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Did you switch because of stories?
Nope.
No. No. Okay. Very good. All right. Let me ask again then. Why are stories important? Why not just have a speech filled with facts? Yes, Lydia.
Because it can interest the audience.
It will very much interest the audience. Stories always add interest. They will make a person who's listening maybe want to learn more about your subject, or maybe they will be more entertained by your speech. Both of those are good to play music. Both of those are good reasons to put stories in our speeches. Now, why is it okay? We've talked a little bit about the audience. Stories will make it more entertaining for the audience. What's it do for the speaker? Yes, Bruce?
Well, they have fun writing it, and when they say it, it doesn't make them bored too. It's not just things.
Very good, Bruce. Very good. That's exactly it. And I don't know if anyone in here loves working hard. Maybe you do. Maybe you love to work hard. I don't know. But I can tell you that if I put a story in a speech, I don't have to work as hard on my speech, because especially if it's my own story. But my own story, I'm not going to have to write it out. I'm going to be able to just tell it from my memory. And this is the other benefit of stories. It's easier for the speaker to share a story because it's going to be remembered. It's easier for the audience to remember a story than it would be facts. Let me see if I can point correctly. That speech where I came in third, I have had, that was different. I said that speech in 2016. I have had people come up to me in the last, let's say, year, 2 years, telling me about the story in that speech. They learned that speech 7 years ago, and yet they're still talking about it. That is the power of story. All right, enough of me talking about story. It's time for us to dive into story. Oh, what were the 3 parts of a story? Does anyone remember that? I think I shared that last class. Yes, Bruce? Oh, Daniel knows as well.
Maybe it's beginning, middle, end, but I'm not sure.
Okay, it is a beginning, middle, end, correct. But there were other words I used. Daniel, do you remember?
The head, the body, and the conclusion.
Oh, very close. I may not have covered this last week. Let me just, or maybe it'll remind people when I put it in the chat. It was, oh, go ahead, Bruce. He thinks he knows.
The plot.
Oh, very good. Very good. There's what I'm thinking of. Okay, every story has a setup. You may say, what's a setup? Well, we'll talk today when we hear your stories. Setup is usually the characters. When did this story take place? Where did this story take place? Yeah, that's the main stuff that goes into setup. The conflict. Now, this doesn't mean every story needs to have a fight or an argument. It just means there needs to be something that gives this story some tension. For example, if I was going to tell you about the first time I dived off a diving board, the conflict might be, oh my God, I'm scared of heights and I had to climb up this very tall diving board. And then I had to walk out to the end. And then I had to overcome my fear and make the jump. That's the conflict. The conflict for that character or me is climbing up a high thing, walking out, and then jumping. And then, of course, the resolution is the end. What happened? You got to wrap it up for the audience. This is not the time for and I'm going to see, I don't know, maybe. What if I say, oh, Lydia gave us a good cliffhanger? What's cliffhanger mean? Let's go to Daniel first on this one. Oh, no, Daniel's not even putting up his hand. He was stretching. Uh-oh. I'll go to Lydia on this one. What's a cliffhanger,
A
Lydia?
cliffhanger is like when you basically end the story, but it like makes you want to read more, like that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if everyone here has seen the two. I always think of the Avenger movies. Avenger Infinity War. The bad guy does his snap. And suddenly a lot of the heroes just turn to dust. They're gone. And the movie ends. What happened to those heroes? What's going on? Ah, you have to watch the next movie to discover that. Oh, darn it. That's a cliffhanger. Cliffhanger's an ending that really isn't an ending. It's kind of a teasing. Oh, I want to hear more. That's a cliffhanger. All right, I always ask, because sometimes there are people in classes that wish to go first. Does anybody wish to go first tonight? Bruce does. Or he has a question.
I want to go first.
Oh, Bruce wants to go first. All right, everybody. Oh, yes, Audrey, would you like to go first? Audrey would like to go first. She's saying yes.
no, I don't want to go first.
What was your hand up for, Audrey?
And I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, well, then you could go to the bathroom. Now, audience, I want you to be listening for when Bruce is sharing his story with us.
Excuse me?
What is his setup? What was the conflict? And what was the ending? All right, Bruce. I've got to get a piece of paper.
So
Oh,
it's the
Bruce.
topic. It's the story for my topic.
Oh, it's a story about his topic. Yeah, it was supposed to be a story about your topic. That is correct.
The homework.
That's right.
Okay, can I start?
You can start.
My trip to the beach. Do you like to go to the beach? Well, I do. I was going to the beach with my friends, which makes it 3 times as fun because I can play with my friends and not by myself. We were going to catch crabs and find shark teeth. One time, me and one of my friends were standing on the pier catching crabs. I threw a string with a chicken leg tied to the other side, the bait, because chicken legs are crab's favorite food, into the water. Just when I threw it in, a crowd of fish started nibbling the chicken leg. Just when I was about to give up, I felt a tug on the string. I started to pull the string up. When the chicken leg was almost to the surface, I could see the dim figure of a huge blue crab, about as large as 3 of my hands put together, biting the chicken leg. But before I pulled the crab out the water, my friend started frantically shoving the net into the water, trying to catch the crab. The crab got scared and let go the chicken leg and swam away. I was like, wait until I pull the crab out the water, then catch it. But my friend just shrugged and said, that's how my dad taught me to do it. Even though we lost that great chance, we still caught plenty of smaller crabs. It was so much fun.
Wow. Sorry, I'm writing things out here. I can't clap. Now I can clap. Why am I the only one clapping? I do not know. There we go. Remember, we always want to clap for each other, give support. Can somebody tell me something about the setup of this story? Oh dear. What was in the setup of Bruce's story? Have I stumped the class? Was nobody listening? Oh dear. That's not very good if no one was listening to Bruce's story. All right, here's what was in the setup. His friends, those are the people he went with. To the beach, that's the setting. Catching crabs, that was also mentioned in the setup. And something I didn't know, chicken legs make the best bait for catching crabs. All of those things are the setup of the story. Are the setup. If Bruce forgot any of those things, his story would not make sense. Because when he gets to the conflict, if he had said, let's say he didn't tell us about chicken legs being the best bait, and he said, I threw my chicken leg into the water to catch a crab. Everybody in the audience might be saying, chicken leg? Why is he throwing chicken legs in there? That doesn't make sense. So that's the problem if you forget something in your setup. Yes, Lydia?
So I was doing someone, like a story about someone, for fashion, but then, I couldn't find like the whole story, and I kind of like parts of it. Is that okay?
That's okay for tonight. Let's go back to Bruce. What was the conflict in Bruce's story? What was the challenge? What was the thing that was an obstacle in Bruce's story? Yes, Lydia?
Catching crabs.
Catching crabs. Can someone be more specific? Bruce actually had two conflicts. Okay, Audrey?
Getting a big crab.
Yes. Yes. That's part of the conflict. He had two conflicts. What did he say happened when he first put the chicken leg in? Yes, Lydia?
A crab ate it. Oh,
No. He said something else happened. Yes, Amelia?
His friend caught the crab the other way, but didn't get the crab.
Okay, Amelia just found us the second conflict. There was one conflict before that. Bruce, you're not allowed to answer. Daniel, do you have a guess? Oh, Audrey might know. No, she's just stretching. The first conflict was when he first put the chicken leg in the water, fish started to eat it. Not the crab. It was fish. And Bruce was a little concerned. But then the crab started to eat it, or something. He felt something nibbling on it. And then Amelia is absolutely right. Here comes the second conflict. His friend thought he was helping him, but it turns out he was helping the crab escape. What was the resolution? What was the ending to this story? Yes, Lydia.
they still got lots of little crabs.
They still got lots of little crabs. And one other thing was in the ending. Who did Bruce talk to? Himself. No. Santa Claus. No. Stranger. No. His crazy uncle. No. His crazy friend. Yes. So that's the other thing in the resolution. He talked to his friend and said, hey, friend, that wasn't really cool what you just did there. And the friend said, I'm sorry. That's the way my dad taught me how to do it. So there you go. There's the resolution. All right. Thank you, Bruce. Great story. Now, is your speech going to be about crabs, the beach, or friendship? I could see three topics in that story. What topic are you choosing from that? The beach, crabs, or friendship? Or maybe you're going something else.
Mostly teamwork.
Ah, good one, Bruce. Very good one then. Excellent. All right. Who would like to go second? Daniel might, or he's fixing his hair. Daniel does. Amelia does.
Can we do the wheel?
We're going to do a spin-off for second then.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
spin-off.
type the names in the chat and I'll give Bruce a check because he went.
Thank you, Amelia. That's very nice of you. Now I gotta find my wheel. There it is. No, that isn't it.
Unknown caller.
Why can't I find my wheel? All right, let's find my wheel. There it is. Is there just two people that want to go second? Because those will be the only names I put on the wheel.
How about we put all the names and see who goes?
Because only two people want to go second. So if only two people want to go second, that's who the battle becomes. It's a wheel off. Yes, Lydia?
Why do you have so many tabs?
I know, eh? I'm doing lots of research.
For what?
I'm researching crabs. And the
Why?
bait. No, I'm only kidding. All right. Wait till it's on a line and spin away. And the wheel has chosen Amelia to go second. Right? Amelia will go. That means Daniel's going to go third. And then we'll have a spin-off for fourth and fifth. All right, Amelia. Audience, I wasn't very happy with how little we remembered about Bruce's speech. So, a reminder, rest of the class, listen to the story. Be prepared to tell me what was the setup, the conflict, and the resolution. We're going to go to Amelia, who is going to now tell us her story.
Do you like siblings? Well, I do. I love my sister named Amanda. When I saw Amanda when she was 2 days old, she was sleeping and she was so cute. We were in the car and driving home. When Amanda drank her milk, her cheeks would go in and out, in and out. In the next few weeks, she began to eat mashed food. When Amanda turned 1, as a Chinese tradition, we put a bunch of things around her, including a foam baozi, a ruler, a book, a little Chinese lion statue, a rattle, a spoon, 5 Chinese coins, a pen, a wooden scissor, and a gavel. When Amanda was 1, she began to eat more food and needed more milk with a bigger bottle. Also, she didn't really know how to walk, and she just sat there in the place she was put down in her playpen. Once, I put a bunch of dolls on top of her and took a few pictures. That was funny. When Amanda was 2, she started to know how to talk and turned into now.
Very nice, Amelia. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm still writing down just like I was for Bruce. I'm the only one. Oh, no, other people are clapping too. Okay, very good. All right, can somebody please tell me what was something in the setup of Amelia's story? Bruce.
Amanda, her sister.
Yes, she introduced her sister. Anything else? Yes, Bruce.
From when Amanda was like very young and when she was like 2, from born to 2, I guess.
Yes.
Actually, she's 2 right now and is stomping outside my door.
The story started, and this is where this was something in the setup. Amanda was introduced to us when she was 2 years old. I
She
say
is
us,
right
the
here
audience.
outside my door. If you want, I can let her in at the end of class.
That's okay. Maybe you could let her in later. So setup is Sister Amanda, baby Sister Amanda, 2 days old, coming home from the hospital. So cute.
Really, she's cute.
Is all in the setup. Also, there was something in there about drinking milk and then starting to eat food, real food. That was also in the setup. What was the conflict? This is an interesting one in Amelia's story. Yes, Bruce?
Last class you didn't talk about the setup or the resolution or anything.
Okay, so we're learning as we go here. Okay. Remember, conflict is something that causes a challenge, something that is an obstacle, something that is, I would say tension. Okay, now there wasn't tension in this story. Amelia wasn't fighting Amanda. There was no tension here. However, there was a bit of a conflict. There was something that was, Yes, Daniel?
Growing up in her life.
Yes, that is touching on it. Amelia, you can't tell us.
I have a comment.
Oh, you have a comment. What's your comment?
2 things I didn't mention inside. One, my sister sometimes spits milk in her bowl, and 2, sometimes she hits her spoon at me.
She sounds like a colorful character. Here's what I took away from the story as the conflict. The story was, or the conflict in the story was, Amanda would just sit there and let people put things all around her. And she didn't move and she didn't fuss. And that happened when she turned 1, because there's a Chinese tradition that you put things around 1-year-olds. And that also happened later when Amelia wanted to take a picture of Amanda. She put stuff around her and Amanda didn't do anything about it. That's the conflict in this story. Yes, Bruce?
Is the revolution, yeah, I think it was, when she turned 2?
Very good, Bruce. That was the resolution. She's now 2 years old. She's more grown up. She's doing more things now than she could do when she was 1. There is the resolution. Very good. So there you go. And that was a great story, Amelia. A great story. We're now going to turn to Daniel, who's going to share his great story.
I kind of made a slideshow, but I guess, yeah, I don't need to do it.
Okay.
Okay, so mine is the history of video games.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Different people had made different video games, and some made your favorite video games. For example, Mario is a character created by the Japanese video game designer. I don't know how to say this.
Yes.
I don't know how to say this one. I can post it in the chat. I don't know how to say
Okay.
this.
Shigeru Miyamoto. I don't know if that's right.
I
That's just
also
a
don't know.
total guess on my part.
He is the title character of the Mario franchise and the mascot of the Japanese video game company Nintendo. Now in the future, we have a lot more games to access. There has been a lot of video games in history, and tic-tac-toe was one of them. People nowadays rarely make video games, so there is no more entertainment. Video game code tends to appear online at 1958, programmed purely for entertainment. That was just a little caption I put on. How hard is it to make a video game? Making a video game is a complex process. Although a large number of initiatives have been invented, only a few of them have reached the competition. It is possible you'll spend months fixing bugs and making adjustments due to strange behavior, unexpected edge cases, and general system tuning. You also got to send ads to make people want to play your games, which costs a little, but there are thousands of people in the world, so it will cost a fortune. So in the end, don't think that video games are that easy to make.
Nice. And see, again, I'm having to write stuff down here. Okay. Now this one's tricky, Daniel. I'm not gonna lie. I had some trouble with this one. Let's hear from Lydia first.
I have a suggestion to Daniel. It's just like
Okay.
don't put like the words that you don't know in there.
Well, that is challenging. If there's words in there that we don't know how to pronounce, and names are really tough. I gotta tell you, names are really tough. All right. Now, Daniel, I might tell you. Oh, is Daniel still here? Or did he step away? He's still here. Okay, Daniel. I might ask that you redo this for us. And the reason I'm going to ask that you redo this for us is it was, I'm not sure it was a story per se. There was a little bit of fact, which is good. I mean, stories have facts. But yeah, I think this needs to be tweaked somewhat. So I would like to hear about Shigeru Miyamoto. I'd like to hear his story. How did he get to design Mario? Was he chosen? Or did he get told, hey, you have to design a character for us?
I agree.
How did he design this character? Now, I happen to know there's a show on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there. It's all about video game history. And they spent an episode talking about this dude. He's a very interesting guy. Very interesting guy. So you might want to pull out and talk about his story. Generally speaking, if I was going to kind of put your stuff into a story format, your setup was video games have been around for a long time, and there have literally been thousands of them. Then you segue, and then we heard about Mario, and we heard about Shigeru, which